Thank you. I'd like to call this Age Friendly Millinocket meeting to order, March 11th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes? Are there any questions or changes suggested?
Looks
Then
good.
we take them as accepted. Thank you. Our second item is Eastern Area on Aging. Stephanie, I guess you're up on this one.
Hi, everyone. You all know me. I'm Stephanie Jameson. I recently started working for Eastern Area Agency on Aging with Larissa. I'm an Aging and Disability Resource Center Specialist, which is a really long title, but it basically just means that if people call Eastern Area looking for resources, then myself or one of the other ADRCs will call them back, help kind of answer questions, find resources for them, give them phone numbers, make referrals, that sort of thing. We help people get connected to our nutrition program. So if someone is looking for Meals on Wheels or a commodity box, pet food, that sort of thing, I can help them with the application. We're also helping people with SNAP applications now. So if there's somebody that needs assistance to fill out a SNAP application, they can call and we can schedule an appointment either here in Brewer or in Calais, I believe. So if someone needs help with a SNAP application, I can meet with them in person. I have talked with Diana about possibly using the library as a meeting place if that's convenient for folks. We also have our community cafe location that I could meet with people there as well. So just whatever works best for them. I don't know, am I forgetting anything important, Larissa?
I don't think so. For those of you who remember me, I am the community ambassador, which is through the pilot program Community Connections. My position in that role ends with the grant at the end of June. And so I'm not sure after that if I will be able to attend these meetings, but having Stephanie in your area means that she will be able to keep joining these meetings and keeping you all informed about Eastern Area Agency on Aging, and therefore letting us know what you all are doing, in the Millinocket area as well. So you'll still have representation. So I'm really glad that we have somebody up in that area. And yeah, if you need, assistance or questions, talk to Stephanie or reach out to me and we'll see what we can do.
I have a question. What's the best number to call you at? I don't see a number here on the agenda.
Yeah, Stephanie, where's your cell number?
So you can call Eastern Area Agency on Aging is 941-2865. That's the general phone number. And then my extension, if you needed to reach me directly, is 174.
Okay.
And my email is,
No, go ahead.
my email is sjameson, JAMIESON, @eaaa.org.
Perfect.
There should be some of our trifolds, maybe not there in the room, but there should be some in the library. And we have our contact information on those brochures.
Okay. At a meeting I was at Stearns last year, an alternate program to Meals on Wheels was brought up that not many people knew about, which is if people don't qualify for Meals on Wheels, there's still a meal delivery service from Stearns. Do you have any more information on that? Is that still happening?
So we did have doorstep dining, which
Yep.
was a pay per meal service, but we no longer have that due to costs.
Okay.
There is a nationwide one called Mom's Meals that you can pay for meals that way. MOMSMEALS.
And do you navigate that at all, or do people just call that separately?
They call that separately. That is not through us.
Okay, thank
And
you.
then we also have community cafes. There's one in Millinocket. That's once a week, twice a week. And we also can reach people to, churches and other meal sites maybe in their areas.
Right, and the hours for the community cafe are posted where?
We have our website is eaaa.org.
Uh-huh.
And you can find all of our services there, and you can find community cafes, the locations and times and contact.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yep, I
So-
have the Millinocket one pulled up here. It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 10:30 to 1.
Okay,
They do
And
ask
that's-
that you call ahead, so there's a
Yep.
contact
oh, the day
number too.
before,
Yep,
and what number do we call for that?
723-2045.
And it's $6, I think, is that right, or
That's a suggested donation, yep.
donation, okay.
Yep.
Do you have a little more information on the mom's meals, how that works?
Let me see if I can find.
And are they in the area?
No. Um,
That's a national program, so they deliver meals to your home,
But
but they're not prepared at a local place like Meals on Wheels is, I believe.
yeah, but how do they deliver?
I'm assuming they would come frozen, just like the Meals on Wheels do.
So if you can see my screen, I did share it. Their website is momsmeals.com. And you can start an order, you can find out, how they operate. It's heat and eat, heat and serve. They start at $7.99 a meal. They deliver to homes nationwide. I'm not exactly sure where it starts, and how it gets to Maine, but anyway, that is the place that we're sending people, instead of doorstep dining. We can tell them about Mom's Meals, if needed, but momsmeals.com. And you can, search their, options and what they've got available.
Thank you. Never know, it might come in handy.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know about the doorstep dining. When was that cut?
Last fall,
Okay.
I think sometimes, Stephanie, did you get on here when there was doorstep dining? So it was before
It
you?
was before I started, yeah.
And I think it was just because, like I say, of cost. It was more beneficial almost to ask people to go to Mom's Meals rather than to pay the cost of what we were gonna be able to charge for, our meals.
Well, it's great to have Stephanie in Millinocket, and I know
Yeah.
you say you try to pick up local calls when you can. And I would certainly encourage you, like, we'd be happy to offer this space anytime if you want to do in-person appointments or you have the cafe, but a little easier than Callis or Brewer for a lot of folks here, so.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Be
So-
careful what you ask for.
All right, moving on, the Katahdin Collaborative Livability Team.
Yeah, so Jane and I had talked about me just sharing a brief update on all of the work that's happening through the Katahdin Collaborative in the realm of livability, which is definitely touching on a lot of the same things as age friendly, but thinking more of at a regional scale. So all the way from Millinocket up to Patton, we're trying to think about systemic changes we can make that are going to improve the livability of this area. So there's been a core group of folks that have been involved in this team since I think June of last year, trying to determine what the priorities would be and what projects made sense to act on first. I think I shared a little bit about this before, so sorry if it's a repeat, but 3 ideas kind of rose to the top as like, these would be really impactful and have, the potential to, there's energy behind them too at this moment. Those 3 areas were heating insecurity, food insecurity, and LGBTQ inclusion. And those are all, I would say, well aligned with the domains of livability that we've talked about in this age-friendly space. So social inclusion, opportunities, and things like that for people of any age. And then, of course, those basic necessities, food and heating. So I did want to just share a little bit of an update on how those initiatives are progressing. I'll start with heating, because I think that there's been some really exciting updates in that area. As I shared, I think in December, we've had a group of us meeting to talk about heating insecurity. And one of the things I don't know if you want another one of these posters, I'll pass them around, but one of the things that we got off the ground through our Katahdin was an emergency heating fund. So there's a lot of individual funds in the area, but it's a lot of work to run those and to do the fundraising efforts. And so we figured maybe it would be easier if we all kind of pooled resources together and set up this system, because our Katahdin already does a lot of community fundraisers through their website. And the way this fund works, I can send this poster out to you all afterwards, is that people are able to access heating assistance directly from their fuel provider. And so it just eliminates potentially that middleman who has to answer the phone and, you know, vet people just a little bit simpler and easier. It's still very much in the early stages, and we had a great meeting last week with Herschel Hafford and Tracy Perry, Lucy Van Hook, some other partners to try to think about writing grants to sustain this fund more in the long run, about potentially even starting an endowment that could generate earnings to, you know, perpetually fund this, because there's such a need every year. So we're really thinking long-term with that, and invite any of you who are interested in this, or if you know someone who might be interested, to come to our next meeting, which is going to be April 7th at 2 p.m. here or on Zoom. We plan already to talk to St. Martin's and try to get them in on that conversation as well. Yes, and you can donate. There's a QR code, so if you feel like questions about that, or Michelle, I know this is really, it's being hosted at our Katahdin. Is there anything you wanted to add on that?
No, I think you covered it very well. Again, the poster is more for donors, not people that are looking for assistance. This way we can keep the lines of communication between the consumer and the fuel supplier. But yeah, no, we're really excited. Our goal is 25,000. We are almost halfway to that goal this year. And for our first year, I think that's great.
Yeah, we were able to get some funds from United Way to boost that. And just to clarify for anyone who's like, oh, someone might want to access this, really, this is the last stop. Like, we want people to go to PEGWS first if they can. That's a much more sustainable source of funding. This is an emergency fund. We didn't really widely publicize it for users this first year, just knowing that we were trying to build it up. So spread the word. And yeah, if you want to be involved in discussions about that, let me know. For food insecurity, that's more of a brief update. I mean, I could pass it to Rob. No, don't. Okay. Trying to deflect.
We're working on the assessments right now,
Yeah.
and then Tracy, I don't know if you received her email
Yeah.
this morning, but that was a great email from Tracy. She's got some connections. But yeah, so we're working on that currently. We're just doing assessments with some food pantries from, I want to say north, like Patton, Island Falls, all the way over to Burlington.
The 8 communities in the collaborative there.
And a little beyond,
Yeah, yeah.
Burlington and,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you know, just figured.
just trying to get like, hopefully to get a good food council going
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
And Tracy Perry, as she mentioned, has been, she and I have met with the main network of community food councils. I think I got that right. So there are like at least 10 in the state of community food councils. So we're really trying to learn from them, and how do you get this started? What have they learned? How can we replicate that here? So yeah, the needs assessment should be done by the end of the spring, and that would inform kind of some next steps for collaboration. But
Nice.
and lastly, maybe I can deflect another one, no, LGBTQ inclusion, no, to either of you, but, do you wanna say a little bit about what we've been doing, or?
As far, in what regards, just like the
just events
potlucks
that
and
we've
the,
been hosting?
essentially, we're trying to create the community ahead of time for when we need it. I mean, this kind of fits with all these things. I have a thank you note. Could I read that real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, granted, we like a little bit of theatricality here at the library. The kids enjoy it too. So think of this as a thought experiment. This thank you note is dated 2035. We did not know what we did not know we would be the future, that we would be your future. The more we learn to live in this new world, however, there is one thing we know to be true, and that is the overwhelming gratitude we have for you and the work you are currently doing. We will not waste precious time here relaying to you the series of unfortunate events which led to the current state of our world, but rest assured it was not one thing. It never is. What we do know is that time travel was nearly abolished. Once the petrol distribution came to a near halt, the world dried up. The resources you assumed would always be there became so far out of our reach, it was not conducive to survival, bringing them all this way into the forests we call home. We love the stories, however, of produce and delicacies transported to this land of many islands from across the globe, of how you only needed to get to the top of Grocer's Hill to select anything you desired, regardless of the time of year, from ice cream to oranges. We can only imagine the luxury of wealth and abundance that must have felt like. Again, though, we say thank you. What you few fought for relentlessly in this room, this thing you called the farmer's market, became something far greater than a quaint pet project or a novelty. It was the spark required to inspire the farms which now sustain us here surrounding our hometown. Our elderly, our children, the ones born here, the ones who travel here, looking and searching for peace and sanctuary from the horrors of the greater world that exist just on the other side of the sea of trees, which now and always have protected us. First, they were harvested to create this Garden of Eden, and now they are revered for the safety that they create, the fact that they exist at all, the barrier that they are. We applaud those of you who were able to see the forest and the trees, to find the greater truth, which was that you were existing in what is called a food desert. If not for the groundwork you are doing now, we would not exist to write this letter. We would have starved out here in the wilds you now think of as civilization. It would shock you the rate to which they were reclaimed by the trees, similar to a lover's reunion after years of separation. Yet again, we thank you for your forethought, and most importantly, your action. Because of that, we were prepared. With farms already in place, we not only were able to produce our own food, we were able to teach others as well. You thought you were establishing a quaint farmer's market in your little hamlet amongst the great northern Maine woods, and it may have simply been that at first. To us, however, to your children, to you, it was the very seed of our salvation. And we thank you. With all the gratitude we are able and blessed to experience, we thank you. Be blessed and stay kind.
Rather ominous view of the future.
But it is also important because the kids know this and the kids talk about this. They understand that we are one day, one solar flare possibly away from not being able to ship things, not being able to drive things. So these little projects that we're working on they hold a lot more weight than I think they're given credit for. And it's appreciated, the work that happens in these basement rooms. As far as the LGBT inclusion, that exists in everything you do. LGBT, that's humanity. Whether you're questioning something, disagreeing with something, it's a part of our life and it exists. And it's beautiful that those people are included. That inclusion is existing in these projects.
You want to mention the Stone Soup Gathering?
The Stone Soup Gatherings, that's something we've also been starting, just a community around food. Just sharing the food and creating an access point for individuals to just come and share meals. And some of us do smaller ones
Including allies, yeah.
throughout the weeks, just what the food pantries are supplying, what produce we have available, the different people coming together in small groups like this to share with one another. That's the community that's desperately needed and will sustain us when the hard times come. It's not an if. Look at California right now. What's happened in the Palisades? Our version of wildfires is ice and snow, and being disconnected by such a great distance. But
I'll just add, so we've been having these meals like David has been saying, and the last one was 2 weeks ago. And we have 3 more scheduled. They're on the 4th Tuesday of the month. And they're just really low key meals, social gatherings for LGBTQ community members and allies. So yeah, we hope that's a really open and affirming space for people to come together and build those connections. And we have a work group that plans those on the off months. So if anyone wants to be involved in that or any of the work groups, reach out to me, or if you just want to be on the email list to get updates on these things, let me know. So.
So it's a potluck meal. Nice.
light entertainment, a little bit of discussion.
Some
Casual,
networking,
just-
yeah. I met the pastor in East Millinocket,
Forest.
Forrest
Forrest.
Gentner. And it turns out we have some, interest in common. So it was nice to meet people from out of town, yeah.
Cool. Birthday. Hey, Michelle, you're up.
All right, so a couple of years ago, we did have a spruce spring cleanup type event. It didn't have quite the turnout that I had hoped, maybe all thought the same. But so last year, between the weather and the lack of participation, we did not do the Earth Day event. I did have someone ask me this year, which reminded me that, it takes some planning, so we should probably get going on it if we're going to do it. So I'm here to see about the interest in everyone collaborating to make this event happen again. I know Jane talked about using some of the things that we had set aside for snow down that didn't happen and making this part of the makeup for that. Earth Day is April 22nd. It's a Tuesday. The kids are out of school, so they might have some participation there, community service, or just because they want to. Last time we did this, it was from 10 to 2. The focus would be on the parks, Crandall Park, Veterans Park, Hillcrest, and Jerry Pond, if we have enough to spread out that far. I did talk with Laura Rollins from Living Innovations, and her crew usually picks a day to do that same thing. So knowing that this day would be marked for such an event, that she said that that'd be great. She'd make sure that there are people there to help with that. So with that,
How would the itinerary work? Would it be visiting each park or something, or?
last time we just said, where would you like to go? And then just mark down like how many people we had in this area or that area. And because there was so few people, the impact wasn't very, very good. I mean, some of them stayed right downtown and helped the public works with some of their just street cleanup. But Crandall Park, we also have the community garden over there, so that'd be part of it as well. Some people went with Bobby Allen on the back path. So there's so much work out there where there's no way we're going to do it all, but if we can find out how many people we have, and then we can designate certain areas to really make a difference and to have some fun. So we can do the hot dog barbecue again. Age Friendly has a new grill, is that right? I don't know if we just wanted to do that. Otherwise, we could set something up and do it at the Elks again.
Sounds like it'd be a good idea. You might get more participation in Earth Day when you have the food and maybe some other activities there.
We did it great.
We have a spring cleanup at Baxter, and it's usually that last Saturday of the month, but it's usually like 9 to 12, and at 12 o'clock, that's where we gather back together and have a barbecue and whatnot.
Yep.
Just wondering maybe, like a 9 to 12 or a 10 to 12, you know what I mean, instead of going into 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Just that way you can have your barbecue and.
Yeah, Robin, because last time we lost people halfway through. They're like, I'm going to eat and I'm out of here.
When?
Yeah.
Are you on that Saturday, the 26th, or on Earth Day itself?
On Earth Day itself,
It is, yeah, because it's school vacation week.
Yeah.
That would be.
And how do we sign up for that?
I don't know, right now it's just in the
No.
beginning stages, so.
Planning stages.
Tom's gonna
Yeah,
push it.
just show up is what we did last time, so.
Tom?
Yeah, I got this from Michelle and also from Jane. I think this is a great way to pick up from Snowdown. We were able to do Snowdown. I think last time it went well for what we had for people. But I think we could do a better turnout. And like say, if we could do something like 9 to 12, and then we were thinking like having a barbecue, we'd set up a barbecue back here. And we do a barbecue with hot dogs and stuff. It'd be an age-friendly event. I think it's wonderful. And I know the town said they would like to get involved in it. I talked to Amber about it, so I think it's a great idea.
When you say having the barbecue back there, were you talking about the parking lot?
I'm talking about the little park right over, the Great Northern Paper Park.
Right beside the municipal building. Oh,
Yep.
okay. Little park right
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
it's a heritage park, right?
No, he's
Hey.
talking about between the municipal building and L'Oreal Theater.
Yeah.
That'd be nice too, yeah.
Mhm.
Or we could do it in the I think the partnership would let us do it on the corner too, like we
Yeah.
did, that's what we did it last 2 years ago. We did it.
That's what I was
Ooh.
thinking, a little more space and
More
More
visibility.
visibility,
Yeah.
yeah, people driving by.
get kids to run around.
Well, we don't want we want visibility. We want people to go to work and then we feed them.
Good luck with that.
So I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, Dave's
For
got a
the
comment.
for age friendly.
Is there any way to make the participation like competitive as far as like bragging rights? Like I'm thinking the LGBT group, like sponsoring and getting together, like how many of us will go under the moniker of we've got LGBT group sent this many volunteers, or this organization or church sent this many volunteers, like and a bragging rights award system for community participation in something like that could go. Well, the Historical Society, when they just had their scavenger hunt, that was kind of a thing that brought everybody together because your business had one of these clues hidden in it. It was kind of a big deal, something along those lines. People volunteering like as a sponsorship for some organization that means something to them.
The only thing with that is I think we want everybody to be involved and we don't want groups that feel that, well, there's only 2 or 3 of us, so we don't want to, I think just having it open to everybody. I mean, I don't know that if
We wouldn't be closed to anybody, but we would.
No,
There's
you could
the-
also make it competitive as who gets the most garbage.
Yes.
Yes. There you go.
Weigh your garbage.
And-
You got 3 bags and then this group only has 1, I mean, you could do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people that
if we
show
choose
up,
to do this, it's got to go through age friendly. We'll have to vote on it anyway, and then set up a committee to do it. So, I think there's a lot of ideas out there. I know Michelle headed it up last time, did a terrific job with it. So,
I'm sure people that show up, if they represent a group, they wanna wear shirts or whatever, it's not a big deal, but
I like that idea though.
yeah, making the, how much trash you get. That's a good one. You get an extra hot dog.
Or design a community participation award and you get to hang it in your business. That's
There you
great.
go.
well, and then I'd like to make a motion that the age friendly committee pick up the Earth Day on April 22nd and sponsor it. We'll set up a committee to do it.
So that's to say the rec department or Amber is not having anything to do with Earth Day, right?
No, they can all get involved too, but like
Not
we
so
would-
much that, I meant.
we would purchase the hot dogs and we would purchase the condiments and stuff for
My
them.
comment is more that we're not stepping on toes of somebody else already doing something.
No, I've talked to like I said, I talked to the rec and to the town and they're willing to, help with advertising or that kind of stuff, make sure we get it out.
All right, perfect. Well, any objections to that? It's all voted in, you're all set.
I think, yeah, we got to get it from we've got 4 members here.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be backed up at the next meeting.
Robin, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm for it.
I'm for it.
Who is good? Diana?
Yep.
And, yeah, okay, we're
We
good.
should have stickers. I participated in Earth Day.
We can at least, yeah, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we look
That would be
into
good.
something like
Mhm.
t-shirts.
Like I voted stickers, yeah.
T-shirts
Yeah.
made for
I
it.
gave blood.
I participated.
Yep. Mhm.
I showed up.
Alrighty, well, that moves that along. Any member updates?
I guess Louis, knowing that there's not that much time before Earth Day, like, do we need to
Set
Kind
up
of
another meeting.
set up
or-
meeting or at least determine kind of who's in charge? Is it Michelle again?
I think
or-
Michelle would like to be in charge, so we could just have her set up.
That's fine.
Alrighty,
Thank you.
I would think you should proceed as if it's gonna happen, and we can clean up the full committee.
Maybe have it mentioned in the town newsletter?
Yeah, we can do all that once Michelle, yeah.
Proceed as if it's on.
Okay.
Michelle, I did the poster with Brittany last time and I can update it. And send a draft to you, and I can talk to the vacation camp that week about getting them all to go to that too, so that would be.
Yeah, I did reach out to them, so we're in the middle of conversations
Okay.
already.
Cool, great.
Could I do a member update?
Well, yeah,
Michelle,
Um,
anything that you get together, just get it to Amber and she'll get it out on all our social media,
Okay,
and flyers or posters or anything.
thank you.
way to fly. Barbara,
Okay, originally I had thought Jane was gonna be able to be here today, so I kind of prepped for a farmer's market update. But I was able to get 2 letters of support, which I would just like to read, just so they're on the record. And hopefully Jane and I and Tracy and one other vendor will be meeting before the next age-friendly meeting, because I'm really anxious to start planning. Whatever structure we decide on, I'm anxious to get going. But I asked Randy if he would express his feelings about the potential of a farmer's market. And Randy Jackson sent me this letter. Dear Town of Millinocket, I'm writing to express my ongoing support for the continuation of our rural farmers market. The community hub has significance to our town and its surrounding rural areas. It might be a fledgling now, but with continued support, it will thrive. The farmers market is not merely purchasing fresh local produce, it is a cornerstone building community life. It provides an invaluable platform for local farmers to sell their goods directly to consumers. The market fosters a sense of community as it brings together individuals from diverse backgrounds to share in the bounty of our region. The market also serves as an educational resource. It can offer opportunities for residents to learn of and support local agriculture. Educational opportunities for food preparation and storage can be woven into this platform. I strongly urge you to continue supporting the rural farmers market. Its role in fostering a vibrant, healthy, and connected community cannot be overstated. Thank you for considering my support for the rural farmers market. I'm confident that with your continued backing, the market will become a vital and beloved part of our community for years to come. And then one vendor who is new to our community, but very active, she's on the Boreal board as well. Dear age-friendly Millinocket team, I wanted to take a moment and share my desire to be included in the roster of vendors for the Millinocket Farmers Market this summer. Although this will be my first year participating, I have been intending to participate since its inception, but this will be the first year I will be ready. I want to thank the Age-Friendly Millinocket Group for providing the opportunity for artists and craftspeople who do not have the resources to rent commercial space to sell their work and goods in the heart of town. This summer, I'll be relaunching my ceramic craft business, Roselle Studios, at the Farmers Market. It will be a small launching, but I'm excited once again to sell handmade ceramic art in my community. Thanks so much. So we'll be having more discussion next age-friendly meeting. And we may be adjusting the time schedule, maybe going to the first Saturday of the month rather than every Saturday, but I just wanted to keep the idea alive and living for discussion. And I'm anxious to start reaching out and promoting the application, so. Any questions for me right now?
No. Thank you for that.
Sounds good.
No, but if we're going to, we're getting down to crunch time, Barbara. We need to meet and decide whether we're gonna do it or not. And when we're gonna do it, so we can reserve the park, number one. And if Age Friendly is gonna do an outhouse again, so.
I know I've been trying for 3 months to get
Okay.
it on the table, so.
Okay,
Do you want to be included in the Zoom that we have before the next age-friendly meeting, or?
absolutely.
Great, I'll mention it to Jane. She couldn't be here. Her father's having surgery today.
Right.
But believe me, I've been trying for the last 2
Okay.
months to, yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
We're getting down to,
I,
starting to get requests for the park and stuff like that. So
I know, Tom.
Okay.
I know.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other member updates?
Yeah, sorry to talk so
No,
much. I just got a few more.
A half hour. Tell us.
Okay, just wanted to promote a couple age-friendly programs coming up, so you can spread the word in your networks, and I'll send out these posters to you all over email afterwards, but on Thursday, we're having a presentation here at the library with Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness, so they'll be talking about all the different services they provide, and kind of dispelling some misconceptions too that may exist around their services, like that they are open to non-Indigenous, people who want to access their services now.
Nice.
So if you or anyone you know is interested in attending, it's at 3 p.m. on Thursday here at the library. And I can pass posters around for anyone who's curious. Did you want one too? Sorry.
That's this Thursday?
Yep.
My calendar's full. My dance card. Yeah.
And this is more about like full range of the age spectrum, but we are relaunching our postpartum and prenatal support group. It's every second and fourth Thursday at the library from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. And it's with Maine families. They have a lactation specialist on hand at each of these. And it's just kind of an open space for moms and babies are welcome to, of course, to come and connect. So we've had a little trouble, to be honest, getting people to show up and have been asking for feedback about the time of day and things like that, but it's so much more powerful the more people that come. So if you know any young moms who might benefit from this, please spread the word to them. So I will put that here. Let me know if you want a poster. And then lastly, I just wanted to mention, I'm gonna be teaching a workshop on Friday, April 4th, 10:30 a.m. on cybersecurity basics, because we encounter a lot of scams and misinformation here and just common things that people are running into online. So I'll be going over basically some of the most common scams to avoid, questions to ask. So if you know of anyone who would benefit from that, let me know. And depending how it goes, well, I'm gonna record it, but depending how it goes, I might post it on our YouTube page. So that's one more to be aware of.
What time was that at?
10:30 a.m.
Oh. The others? So.
I've been sending out, I've got new flyers and more information. And I'm sending it out, various towns, various agencies. And I received a response from Community Health and Counseling. And I also received a response from the Maine Alliance retirees, and she's interested in putting my information into their website, into their newsletter, and they reach up to 11,000 retirees. So I thought that was pretty decent, and I'm pleased with that, and I'm just gonna keep pounding away and pick up a few here and there and go from there.
Brilliant. Anyone else? Guess that covered both everybody, haven't we? Next meeting, April 8th. Is that a good date for everybody? 2 o'clock? Works for me, yeah. Cool beans then. Anybody want to adjourn or you just want to hang out?
I brought some beer, but
And all right.
April 8th, 2 p.m., next meeting, okay.
All right.
I move we adjourn.
Yes.
That's a done deal. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Oh, and